Hey guys, it's Renee. So this video has been a long time coming and I'm sorry about that, but I'm going to try and help with foundation basics pretty much, mostly for like cosplay, and I mean most of the things I'm going to say are probably you can use these for anything, but this is specifically a video for someone who asked for something that was cosplay related. So it's going to be focusing on just like general ways to make your application and your foundation look smoother and stuff and last longer throughout the day, and also like if you have a character who has a brighter skin tone or brighter skin complexion, how you can do that without it looking really bad. So here are my tips and I hope that they work for you. First thing you want to do is make sure you take care of your skin. I have oily skin, so the skin routine I have is really simple. It's also acne prone. So I make sure that I have a concealer, I make sure I have a cleanser, a moisturizer, and an exfoliate at least once or twice a week. Since I have oily acne prone skin, I make sure that my products are mattifying and they don't have any oils or anything in them. Like they're all oil free. And what was I gonna say? Oh, and my moisturizer, they usually have some kind of acne fighting property. Like my moisturizer has salicylic acid, and I think my cleanser has some form of salicylic acid in it as well, because my skin is really acne prone. Depending on what your skin needs, you're gonna have completely different like things that you're looking for. Like if you have dry skin, you don't want something that's oily, but you want something that's going to moisturize your skin and not dry it out even more. And if you have a combination kind of skin, you're just going to like need to make up some kind of system that works well for your skin, because you don't want to do too much, but you don't want to put too little into it. Also, exfoliating, everyone needs to exfoliate. You don't need to exfoliate really harshly. Just like what I use is like a washcloth, and I just put like a little bit of like warm water on it, because it already has like that kind of slightly rough texture, and I gently like rub in circles around my skin, because you're not trying to scrape skin off. Your skin's dead. It's gonna fall off. It's falling off like right now as we talk. You shed like millions of probably dead skin cells just laying in bed or something, or not doing anything. So you're just helping them come off, so that way they don't get stuck in your pores and stuff and create acne and stuff like that. So make sure you have a really good skin routine. Just figure out what kind of skin that you have. Some people don't have to do much, some people have to do a lot, but like I said, it just depends. And once you make sure your skin is taken care of, your application of makeup will come out a lot better, because most of the time people think that if they have the right products and stuff, that their application is always going to come out really good, and it's not. It's a 50-50 thing. You need to take care of your skin as well as making sure that your products work with your skin. So yeah, that's it for the skin prep part, like your routine part. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the actual doing application of said foundation. So most of the time when you're doing your foundation, the things you want to do are, you want to make sure you moisturize and prime. Moisturizing your skin before you put makeup on is really good, because no matter what you're going to do, no matter what kind of makeup it is, no matter how natural it says it is and how little products or chemicals it says it has, it's going to dry out your skin and it's going to affect your skin in some way. So what you want to do is make sure you moisturize it, because your skin's going to get dry over time, over the day. It's either going to get really dry or it's going to get really oily, and it's not a fun time. It's a bad time. It's a very bad time. So you want to make sure you moisturize it. Don't put on as much moisturizer as you normally would. Like I usually like just rub some in the palm of my hands and slather it on pretty much, but not maybe like a nickel sized amount. Whereas like a normal amount for me is like a nickel sized amount, and like makeup application amount is like a dime size amount for me. Because you want enough moisture to where your skin won't feel too dry. Let me see. Also, you want to get a primer, and Most people think that putting on your moisturizer and then primer counteract each other. It doesn't, because your moisturizer is going to sink into your skin, whereas your primer is supposed to sit on top of it. So it creates like a barrier between your face, your actual skin, and the foundation. So that way it doesn't sink into your pores as badly as it could, and you won't have such a bad reaction to your makeup, if you have a reaction at all. But it won't always be a visible one. Sometimes your skin just feels different. You see what I'm saying? But moisturize and then prime. Because I have oily skin, I use a mattifying primer. But a really good thing to look for in a primer is that you not only want it to work with your skin, you want it to try and have glycerin. Glycerin is like one of the best things that you could have in a primer, because when it dries, it gets tacky. And that means when you put your makeup onto it, it's gonna stick. And that's good. You want that. So most of the time you don't have enough money to get like a really high-end primer and stuff like that. So what you want to do is go down to any store, like any drugstore that has like, as long as they have a shaving aisle, you're good. Go over there and go get the Nivea for Men aftershave balm, because the main ingredient is glycerin. And it doesn't matter if it says for after men, you're gonna use it and then you're gonna like it, because it's only like $7 or $8 and it's a big enough bottle and you don't need a lot. So you put that on your face, let it get tacky, and then you can start your actual application. And it builds up a good barrier between your skin, and your makeup's gonna stay on longer, and you didn't end up paying like 30 or 40 bucks for a primer. If you want to, you can go and get a primer that's like expensive. Like my primer, it's only like $6, and I know it works for my skin. So I don't, unless they stop making that primer, or unless I find something even better, I'm probably not gonna stop buying that primer. But if you have the money to go and get a high-end primer, go ahead and do it. If you know it works for your skin, do that. If you want to just like use the aftershave balm, do that. Just figure out what works for you and your wallet and your skin. Okay? But glycerin is a good thing to have in your makeup. Primer. So when it comes to the actual foundation application, most of the time when you're doing a character from like either a 2D world or just a different character in general, you're not going to be lucky enough to have them have the same complexion as you. So one thing I like to live by is like the rule of threes. Unless my character has a completely different shade of skin, like if they have blue skin, this won't matter as much. But if they have like any just like skin tone that a regular person, like a person in real life would have, then what I go by is the rule of threes. And that is, I have 3 foundations. I have a foundation that I wear from everyday stuff pretty much, and that would be like this one. Then I have one foundation that is lighter than what I normally wear, and then one foundation that's darker. And I do that because most of the time your face isn't, not only is your face not only one shade, as you can see, like my face is brighter in the center, and then there's like shadow here, and then like my cheekbone, and then under and stuff. Not only that, but as the seasons change, your face changes too, depending on how much you go outside and how much sun you get and how much light in general. So in the summer, when my skin gets darker, I have to use a darker foundation. And in the winter, after my skin hasn't been in the sun for ages, then I have to use that because it's lighter. So that's a good rule to live by. Also, not only because your skin naturally changes, but if you do have a character who's lighter and or darker than you, you can already have those options to go by. I go by the rule of threes because, number one, if you go, in my opinion, if you go too light, then your face starts to look ashy and it looks like you're more sickly than like trying to emulate something. And then if you go too dark, you're most likely going to offend someone, in addition to like it just looking bad, because like you'll look like you have like a really bad tan, and or you're going to offend someone. So it's better to live by that, the rule of threes, in my opinion, than going too dark or too light. And then to create the illusion, so much, like not so much illusion, but to create the idea that you are this character with makeup without having to